Merry Christmas and welcome to Talk is Cheap. Coming up, we're going to be talking about elongated skulls and expensive tours to start your new year. Talk is Cheap. I am Dusty Long, and today we are going to be talking about elongated skulls. And to discuss this with me, we have to my far left, Pete. How are you today, sir?
Good, Dusty. How you doing,
sir? I can't complain none. How was your day today?
It was good. I was looking forward to getting back behind the desk and talk about some cool stuff. So really, I was just giddy to get here.
Oh, yeah. Giddy, like a school kid.
Giddy to get here.
I like that. And then, of course, to my closest left is Dano.
Hello, folks.
How's your day going,
I
Dan?
am doing all right.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think of the set? It's Christmas now?
Yeah, look at
Merry
this.
Christmas.
I'm the only one that decorated my head.
Yeah.
That was nice.
I dressed up a little bit.
The annual Christmas episode is upon us.
Yeah, yeah.
But what do you think about this thing up here? I was going to ask you.
You know what? I absolutely love that. I can't believe you found that and then put it up there like that. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm still processing.
Pete, does that turn you on a little bit?
Well, I'm a little bit ashamed and excited, so that's why I'm just processing.
I feel dirty inside just a little bit.
I am processing. So, Merry Christmas to everybody that celebrates, and
anybody.
Greetings to those that don't.
Do you know where my hat comes from? This is from a movie. You know, maybe some people know what it is. And we also have an audience today, which you're not going to be able to see, but you might actually hear.
Come up and say a couple words.
Come over here and say.
Just say hi. Just say hi.
All right.
He's like, no, sure.
Yeah.
Yay!
Hiding in that world.
Old T2 is here today to watch an episode or two. So we're going to get ready. Merry Christmas and all that stuff. And happy holidays. Be safe. Be jolly. Be hairy. I don't know. All right.
That's cool.
I got a new toy I'm playing with.
I can't tell. Now I'm afraid that every time I say something, I'm going to have some kind of dun-dun-dun.
It's going to save some work in post.
Do you have the like a ooga sound, like the old timey horn?
I can do anything.
Okay. Looking forward to the ooga coming up.
Yeah, it just got real here, folks. All right, so we're going to talk about the elongated skulls, like I said, and this was submitted by Mong Troop.
Yeah,
who also submitted Brien, Donald Marshall, and God, what was the other one?
We just said it.
I wasn't paying attention, sorry.
Look here for the answer later.
Dan will flash.
Looks like I got a little more work to do.
Catch it in editing, Dan.
Of course, I made it so he has to be here.
Yeah. Wait, hold on, Dusty. I want to do that too. It's here.
Maybe you can help me out with my Twitch. Look at Twitch right here. So anyway, elongated skulls. A little bit about this, my personal experience with this. I've been watching Ancient Alien stuff, and I've been into this stuff since high school. And elongated skulls really kind of grabbed my attention a while ago. And it was interesting, kind of like a quick, brief over. Elongated skulls are found all over the world. I'm going to show that on Google Earth. And then people say that they are either alien or they were people did this to mimic aliens because aliens, brought down or were gods. Okay,
to mimic their gods.
Right. And this is what you're mostly going to hear about elongated skulls, and that is kind of like just that overview. I want to do that because I'm not going to talk about all that. I'm sorry. I've done, like I said, I've done plenty of research, and this comes up all the time.
And it's been around for a while. I think most folks have a base knowledge. Most reviewers have a base knowledge of where it's coming from.
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't even know how well everything's going to go. I got to shoot this on. All right, so first thing in my research, I started looking. I wanted to first do is where are elongated skulls found? So I wanted to go through here. So we have
quite a bit of them here, don't we?
Oh yeah, and this didn't take me very long to do, but I thought it'd be interesting to show.
Whoa, okay.
So I'm going to scroll this out just a little bit. So we have the Republic of someone's going to correct me. And
Vanuatu.
Anybody that's been watching the show for a while knows I murder names. So
yeah. Wait. They're both spelled differently. Vanuatu.
Okay.
Republic of Vanuatu or Vanuatu?
Now they are still actually practicing in some little areas in this area, elongating skulls. Okay.
Oh, I got it.
So they still
happening.
shove the heads in the boards and then.
Yeah, well, there's a couple ways. You can do the head with 2 boards. You can do cloth binding. And I'm going to get to that here in just a second.
Okay, so where was that?
That was near New Zealand.
Near New Zealand, so not by Australia.
Now, this is one of the first ever found. We're in the Shandai. Okay, again, I'm going to murder
the Shandai Cave.
Thank you. So, what the hell did I do there? So,
That's cool.
This is in Iraq. Kind of pull this out.
How far is that from New Zealand? I don't even see that.
All right, so now now that I did this, I can just hit these. They're found in Central Asia. They're found in these East Germanic tribes back in the day when we had those tribes, Mongolia and all that. Southwest Asia.
So smattered across the globe.
Smattered, a lot through here.
I always figured this was like a South American thing.
We got them over here. The Aborigines did it. We still have them in Samoa. We still have it over here in Tahiti, or they're found in Tahiti.
Oh, I feel sorry for the people when they
look at
Tahiti. We even have it in. Look at. Well, no, I don't want to go to space just yet. We have them in Hawaii. We have them in Mexico.
Okay.
We have them in North and
Wait a minute.
America.
Where's that?
The Choctaw Indians actually did this. Believe it or not, I think it's Choctaw. Karachi. Anyway, Indians. There's 2 Indian tribes did this. We found them in the Bahamas, of course. In Peru, we found them.
I think that's the most famous ones that you read about most.
That's the one we were probably going to hit because that is the one that gets the most attention.
But
so this is literally found around the world. So there's not any one place you're going to find.
Oh my God! Do you know exactly how old are they supposed to be?
Anywhere the oldest ones I think were 900 BC, all the way up to still present day. And in France,
so this practice is continuing.
Yep, and they still do it here in France in some places, I believe. I think there's a France that I read, but yeah, they found them in France. Look at this thing. Look at this. What's that look like to you?
I know what this is. It's rods.
Doesn't that look interesting?
It's rods.
Now this is off topic, and I apologize to the audience, but get this shit. So I looked at this and I was like, hey, I wonder if I can find High Brazil, right?
Yeah.
And then I found this when I was just playing around. So then I did it looks like a tunnel to me, right? So then what do? I put an arrow or a line,
point at it,
and I drew it all the way over here, and it lands in this it's a national park. So I looked up the national park and UFOs, and there's been like 5 or 6 sightings in this national park of UFOs and people being abducted.
So you think it's like
it could be an underwater traveling
landing zone?
I know we've talked about it.
Or some beacon or something.
That's pretty cool. So a tunnel all the way from here to out here, so the alien ships can go zip.
Zip
back
see.
out.
Okay. Interesting.
I have no idea. Somebody else might want to see
that. Crazy theory.
What I do.
I love that we can hear it now.
Yeah,
that's so
horrible.
awesome because we can see how things are going. All right.
So Brien Foerster is
Merry Christmas, Dan. By the way, with all the post work.
Do we have any jingle bells? Why is it when I do an article, it's all fun and games, but then when Dan does, it's all like serious, and I can't play with that.
It won't be serious.
It won't be serious.
I guarantee it.
So Brien Foerster is really the guy that's spearheading this whole ordeal. Okay, he's done videos on. I've watched almost all of his videos, and he's come under some fire, which we're going to cover here in a little bit. But this is one of the videos. This is the Lost Human Species of Paracas, Peru. This is the one that you said, Pete, that is the most talked about and known as the Paracas, Peru Elongated Skulls. It's a 4-minute video. I'm probably sure we might cut this down, but it shows the difference between what he says is a normal skull, a skull that's been elongated by traditional means like we've done, and then this elongated Paracas skull and how that's so much different. And it is interesting. So we're going to kind of just click on this. I know Dan's want full screen, and then I have no idea how loud this is going to be. So now that hidden tours thing, hidden Inca tours, that's kind of another part.
I'm going to show you a comparison.
That's Brien.
Of a normal human skull.
It's not very loud at all.
This is the normal human skull. We know for sure that it's Inca because it was found.
Shut up. All right, now the thing of it that's interesting are these, the 3 bones in the skull.
Yep.
To the right of the skull is a cranial deformed skull.
Safety goggles not included.
They're sitting on cutout 2-liter bottles.
Safety goggles.
Skull. One of 3 different
Definitely
types.
that huge one there on the right is what you...
3 different shapes.
And look at where's
Now, the main characteristics
that's what we're going to talk about.
that we can automatically see. Here we have the 3 bone plates, the major bone plates,
that was loud.
Yeah.
Car's
the
louder
2
than the guy.
parietals,
He does a lot of stuff.
and the frontal.
Apparently.
These sutures are what are normal.
There's potentially
Here,
history
in the
changing
compressed
artifacts, and
skull,
it's in some guy's garage. That's
see
kinda
again?
sad for humanity.
The 3 plates.
Again, the 3
It's
plates.
possible.
Though, now that's to
they're
help
more
grow
obvious
when you get older and you,
that because of the compression of the skull. Since these 3 plates grow from babyhood and have been altered since babyhood, the compression action might have caused the fusion of the 3 plates to be somewhat problematic.
So these
Hence
crack
the
just
gap.
because...
But here,
No, there's separate bone plates in your head.
So when you're
But those
baby,
actually look like that right now?
yeah, all skulls
Like-
do, because when you're a baby, your head's only this big, of course, and then you grow and your skull grows with you. Well, those 3 plates are constantly expanding and growing along with your brain and your head, and that's what they're there for. So you can constantly.
If we skinned your scalp off and looked at your skull plate, we would see.
Those
we'd be
3.
able to see. They wouldn't be quite like dark like that, but
Yeah.
you'd be able to see.
And that's completely
freaky.
normal. Yeah, it's absolutely normal. You don't have to worry about that too much. It's when you don't have a brain, that's what you have to worry about.
If I only had a brain.
I think brains being natural. All right, so when all those distractions are done,
Can I push a button?
brachyscope.
all right, here's the bracket skull.
What we see is we see that this plate or this suture here is present but fine, and the one that separates the 2 parietal bones is existent but then basically disappears.
Now, you definitely see the difference then, right?
Other characteristics that make them different:
Look at how
Are-
big it is. That's what gets
Yeah.
me.
size of the
jawbone.
jaw,
Okay, look at that. Oh, that's interesting.
possibly the volume, which I'm about to check, of the cranium itself.
All right, so that gets my point across. Brien has a lot of videos out, and he's asking for money to have the DNA done, and he did have the DNA checked, and how do I put this gently? So,
And it's bull.
well, here's the thing. These things have been buried for so long, and they do. Some of them mummified, so they have hair. I can show pictures of that here shortly. What? Why won't you go?
You're
around?
on that tab.
Oh, I'm on that tab. Why do you hate me? All right, so here's some. Does this one have the hair on the skull? Well, hell. All right, so.
Okay, but some of them have hair on the skull.
Yeah. So they went ahead. They sent these out to the lab, and they came back with there were some abnormalities or some things that they couldn't describe and they couldn't explain. Well, anything that's been buried or mummified, you don't have a full DNA. You got to splice it, figure it out. I mean, otherwise we'd be cloning freaking Tyrannosaurus Rex, right? Remember Jurassic Park? All right, they couldn't do it.
Disaster, big disaster.
I mean, I would have gone. But, so they couldn't. They took the T-Rex and they're like, all right, well, we have this much DNA, but we have gaps in it, so we're going to fill it with, some frog DNA and, whatever else, and then they made it as best they possibly could. So you don't ever get this, full synthesize or full DNA thing without being some kind of synthesize.
Thank God for CRISPR now, though, huh?
Yeah.
So this is Wikipedia. You guys can go and find this. I pulled this up because I got a lot of information. Of course, just to kind of go over it. But so this is deformed skull. This is another one. So you can see how they kind of differ. Also, I thought was interesting. I don't know what the hell that guy's doing, but that's where.
Smashing it.
Yep. In the process, have his head flattened.
So is this something they did every day to make that work?
Yeah, it would have to stay on.
Oh, it stays on. I thought they was just an hour a day.
As far as what I read, I would tell you right. Oh, that was the other part. But anyway, so again, they have different
Look at that one there. That one's huge, man.
like really huge. This one comes to a conical point. You know, that one's can't deformed. I can't see it. There's a picture of a guy that actually has it done. So,
is there any proof? Like, do they get higher brain function?
Yeah, that's an excellent question.
Yeah.
like
There had to have been something, but maybe it allows you to achieve a different
it's funny because
brain function if you know how to get there through psychedelics and
okay, so
meditation and
maybe,
stuff.
but at the same time, I mean, the brain conforms to the space, but it's not really. I don't know if it does anything to it. Matter of fact, one guy I read said that these people that have the elongated skulls might have actually been limited because the brain's got to rewire.
Yeah, right.
It's
Yeah,
used to this football shape, and now you're making it into this bigger shape.
And it was also
they got different models because that one you can't walk,
Yep.
and then the other two you can.
And this is methods used by the Mayans people to shape the kid's head.
So the little one's probably the infant one. You just strap the infant down, and then once they can start moving, you put them in it.
And then we have
Child abuse.
Yeah, this. Well, it would be
Try to do that today once and see what happens.
Oh my. Yeah,
Drop them off for kindergarten with a fucking board strap.
There's
to
a
his
lot
head.
of information on how to do it. And now the question is like, why did they do it and so forth? And like I said, a lot of people say that they're trying to mimic the gods. And as people that research this, I personally believe there was once an advanced civilization before us. And I think that this, I believe and think, or, I guess I use those in two different ways, or I want to. But I think there's stuff out there we can't explain that's been going on. So yeah, maybe that's true. Who knows? I don't know. You don't know, but there's the one with that's it. Look at that one has hair.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. So they have actually
Spray painted on.
Oh God. I knew there's something reason I brought that up.
What the hell is it? They spam and then they got gravy on it? That's just these
All right.
ads.
Right.
So now we have Snoops, and I know people are going to throw a fit about this, but it brings up a really interesting point because I'm here to share information that everybody already freaking knows. In my opinion, if you know anything about elongated skulls, this is something that's pretty common ground. Anytime you're doing your research on ancient aliens, Peru, Mayans, and everything else, you slowly start getting geared towards these types of things.
My question is how does the jaw get affected when you squeeze like when the early comparison in the video we saw that jaw of the one compared to the other two is so much more massive and stuff.
Well, there's something that I didn't research. Maybe jaw, like
or coincidence. It could be coincidence.
It could be coincidence, or maybe it's when you're strapped down, your jaw grows longer. Maybe
they're the ones that had the strapped-on model. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's
Maybe
different
something like
version,
that.
different variation, or something.
Maybe
Sure.
because if you can't move something, it's just going to grow in a weird way. Of course. I mean, look at the
Okay,
skull.
well,
Or maybe.
or it could be a fucking alien.
Oh yeah, that's what I can. Because they got to bite through chestnuts in
Yeah,
one
right,
foul
yeah.
swoop. They don't peel their dang peanuts. They just eat them. The other thing was they're talking about the larger eye sockets, the larger jaw lines. But then again, if we look back at civilization, there has been a lot of different, size of eyes, size of the jaw, size of nose.
Well, yeah, and if it's a royal family or if they maybe seek people out with certain traits due to their religious or spiritual beliefs, yeah, you could see that they would, that you could just start cherry picking people with big eye sockets.
Very true. So I mean, there's a lot of things. So yeah, I know they're going to debunk all of this, and I'm not going to say it is debunked, but I'm going to say that they have some really good information on here that kind of goes to the other side.
It's their way or the highway.
Yeah, but there's
Or the
still information there to
government's
have, and I don't say no to any information because every way you can perceive something makes you only smarter about the topic in the first place. So they're saying that they're extraterrestrial. The director of the Paracas Museum of History sent 5 samples of the skulls to do the testing with hair, teeth, skin, and some fragments of cranial bones. Yes, sir. I love it when I do
This Snopes is quoting Rational Wiki as a source.
Well, I don't know.
Oh my God.
You ever notice
Continue.
that when I do
Sorry,
this,
I
it's like
was reading
I'm
ahead and I
honestly
saw
I'm
that
just
because I'm not a big fan of
interrupted. And
What's the difference between rational and regular wiki?
And then when they do their stuff, I'm just
Rational
like, hey,
Wiki
that's really
is
interesting.
people that entertain topics like we discuss. They're just shouted down. And,
So we're not credible?
yeah, so we're not credible to them. Yep. So anyway, I just wanted to point out that Snopes is basically referencing
Well, the
Wiki
thing of
as
it
a
is,
source.
Snopes, the thing that they're referencing is actually found in more than just one or two websites.
I know.
So, thank you.
I know, but still, there's the potential.
I'm not going to bash Brien Foerster here. I will point out that he does have his own tour guide stuff. Like, you know, he does all these videos, and it makes you think that he's an archaeologist out there actually, like, digging in the dirt and finding these things.
Where is Brien from? Is he U.S.?
I think he might be. But he actually runs this here. This is Exploring Hidden Inca Tours, featured on Ancient Aliens, Coast to Coast, AM, Seal Express, private tours with Brien.
Oh,
for the low price of...
I have no idea.
Click on it.
$300 a head. Probably not that much.
I want to see if he's bad as Stephen Greer.
Ooh, view tours.
Well, I want to go to Machu Picchu, right?
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Really bad.
Although...
Yep. Yeah. So...
Can you
okay,
you got to click on one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I want to go to...
That one.
Okay.
$445.
He's more reasonable than Greer.
That's a full day tour.
So, and minimum too, so $1,000 a day to hike up to Machu Picchu.
With him.
What it
Nice.
includes tickets.
You don't even need to do that like once a week and you're set, man. Maybe twice. You can get a vacation home.
And you can't say that you blame the guy because he's got to make money.
I don't believe I was blaming anyone.
Yeah, right?
He's not bad because Stephen Greer will charge a person like $1,500 to go out for whatever 4 hours to bring a UFO in, and that's ridiculous because if he's got 20 people in a group, it's like, come on, man, you're not a doctor anymore. You don't need to be making that much money. It's like, let's live.
Well, you only need to do it, and then you only need to do it like once a month if you pull in $8,000 or $10,000 or something.
But I mean, you could bring your standard of living down so you can bring more credibility to you.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But I suppose if you get too many people and then...
Or hopefully, I would think he's investing in high-tech scientists and equipment and laboratories and stuff.
Do I have a surprise for you?
That'd be too logical.
So, $445, you got a book too, right? Guess what?
You have to? You can't go down to one?
I don't know.
Try going on to one.
You want me to try going on to
It
one?
says minimum too.
This is why people don't like my videos when I do episodes. You guys constantly interrupt me and make my
because
shit
they're making good
horrible.
points.
Yeah. No, it won't let you go down
Oh, so it's automatically 800.
So let's book it up. 3 of us. Let's go. I'll buy the tickets to the tour if you guys
Get the airfare?
Get the airfare and hotel accommodations.
All right, so here's where we run into an issue, and here's where I ran into this issue. I didn't even know about his Inca tours until I was doing the research.
Oh, interesting.
And I found this after I watched a video on YouTube where he's asking people to send money to have the DNA test ran on these skulls.
Oh, my God.
That's where I got angry.
Well, how many tours is he doing? That's a good question.
I'm pretty sure I could look that up. Not found. So... And this is one of how many tours did we see? There was four main ones and then 3.
There's sub ones.
So it's 12, maybe roughly. Okay, this is that's when I did this, and then I
go
said,
to a different one. See what the other price is.
Check another price
I don't know
out.
how to go back.
Hey, girl, let's go to Inca Cuso.
Oh goddamn!
$1,600.
I think we picked a cheap one.
It's a 4-day adventure, not a full day. So, okay, so it's a 4-day adventure.
By the way, we can't swear anymore. I thought I'd just throw it in there, so I got
Hit
this.
that right quick. Yeah, all right. So
wait a minute.
We can't swear because YouTube's policies are starting to hit home.
Okay, well that affects you more than me, I think. Although I swore tonight, I wish I would have known that before.
5 days for
I
1,700.
censored the last 3 episodes if you were paying attention,
Did you really?
and it's a lot of work.
I like being censored though. So all right.
If you self-censor, that's fine.
Yeah.
I still want you
no,
to
good
put
to know.
some noise in
He's
there.
got a good habit of that.
Right on.
Yeah,
No,
dude.
I guess I didn't pay that close attention.
But anyway,
I think it's because at work.
Yes, this price is outrageous.
So there you go.
And then you got to do 2 on top of it. So
yeah,
times
it's a
that
5
by-
days a week long. You can't. I mean, if it includes,
Does it include the
all
hotel?
transport, guide service, and entrance, hotels and meals are extra. Ooh,
Now you're getting you can just get strippers and blow and it'd be cheaper.
wow. So that isn't even hotels. So that's tough.
Yeah, to get back to my point, which I've tried 4
How
times.
can Brien not fucking?
Like Merry Christmas to me, this whole show, in my opinion, went to because of these people. So anyway,
No, I think it's good. It's interesting.
yeah, he interrupted me
What the
7
hell?
times, no less. So I was doing the
That's
research.
okay, Dusty, because Dan can just catch
Yeah,
it.
he's catching and editing. Maybe he can make me sound intelligent like this fucking show went off without a hitch. So
Hey, Dusty, Merry Christmas.
So anyway, doing the research, I found the video talking about he's walking around Peru with his camera, and he's talking about how he needs $50,000 to send this to 4 different places, yada yada yada. And then at another website, I see these tours with his face on it. Click on it, and I'm thinking to myself, you need $50,000 from your viewers, and you're making what kind of money? You need $50,000 from me, and if he lives in that place, he's walking around in Peru. That's a pretty nice place.
Can we see how much traffic this website gets? Because maybe he doesn't get a lot of bookings.
I have no idea.
Go on the homepage and then scroll to the bottom. It's typically where the counter's going to be. No.
And there's a bunch of them. You know, private tours, upcoming group tours. I mean,
see, this is what ruins people's credibility.
But that's the thing. I don't blame the guy. You know, we all say, you know, everybody hates a sellout, but the idea behind doing anything is to make money, right?
Well, but it got to be reasonable.
And I understand that. Okay, so I don't blame him for having the tours. I really don't. What I blame him for, or upset me, as I should say, and I didn't date the video, but I don't know how long the tour has been up and the video that he's asking for money, because I didn't think of that until now. Maybe I should have looked at that. But what upset me was saying, hey, I need $50,000 from all you guys watching this. Can you send me any money whatsoever? And then to turn around and have $1,700 tours, it's to me, it doesn't make sense.
Well, he needs a little more transparency in there if he's going to be taken seriously, I guess. But
I mean, ultimately, if you're asking people for money, you better be a good reason. And the other thing on the video, he said that like people like us donated like $14,000, and apparently the person that did the DNA testing didn't want to be mentioned, no name, nothing, and then didn't give him the results or something. So the $14,000 was lost. That was in a video too. He did.
I want to state here too, people might be bitching that we put ads on ours to make some money off this show, but I mean, we ain't going crazy. That's why I haven't started a Patreon, because I don't want to be one of those people that are sitting there begging for money, support us, and then we're kind of obligated to make sure we put a video out and it's good and all that stuff. This way, we're just kind of doing it.
I agree, but the idea behind us doing this is to make money too at some point, and maybe do it makes full time.
But I mean, I'm not going off on like I said, Patreon saying, "Hey, give us money, give us money."
Well, you know why everyone started going to Patreon is because YouTube's been doing all this. I mean, big guys like even PewDiePie was like, "No, you can't make money on your stuff," and he's like has his own YouTube Red for a while and everything else. And they busted him up.
But he should have enough money saved up where he was like a millionaire every year.
Oh, well, yeah.
He should not. He's probably living out of his means.
I'm more talking about what YouTube's doing with the censorship. They're really, because YouTube was this open forum almost where you could do and say, and this is where your opinion was. And now they've gotten it limited so much that it's starting to feel very tight.
There's already other sites being made to take care of that.
And Patreon is the largest one, and you can't blame anybody from going to Patreon, because it's like, hey, this is how I make my money, or this is how I want to make money, or whatever it happens to be. And if YouTube's taking away that option, which, all right, I'm here to entertain, but I would like to get something for it, hand clap or something. Hand clap. But yeah, I'm not going to go to Patreon just yet. I mean, I still like what they put on YouTube.
I just don't want to be one of those people begging for money. I hate that.
Oh, I beg for everything on Twitch. Like, please tune in to me on Twitch, and please comment. I love it when they tune in and don't comment. But anyway, back to this. The anomalies and the anomalies. Yeah, could be caused by any number of contaminants and defects in the process. The other thing is... So with the DNA thing, and the other thing is, like, I guess Brien Foerster doesn't even have a degree in any of this stuff. Now, I don't know how true that is. I went to look through it a little bit, and I didn't see like where he's.
Well, a degree, doesn't keep somebody from educating themselves.
Well, not at all. But if you're trying to say, this and that, and you're being considered a specialist in there, you would think you'd have some kind of education, at least in archaeology or something.
How come? And I saw it on this one too. How come every time any controversial DNA gets submitted, it comes back as inconclusive, contaminated for this?
Because, like I said,
Sasquatch, for other alien.
Now that's a little harder, because when it's older, it's easy to be contaminated and not get the full DNA strain. I mean, it's a protein. It's going to go away. But if you're, like you said, the Bigfoot thing's kind of hard. Anything that's fresh is extremely difficult because there's no decomposition. Sure.
Decomposition?
Yeah, decomposition.
Ah! I don't. Okay.
Decomposing.
I can't.
But anyway, but even so, it's like they can pluck a hair from your head and tell you exactly who
you can spit
banged
that thing
in East Africa to make your great
for $100. I could take one of those.
But they
DNA
couldn't
tests.
prove that a guy had sex with an alien that time.
right.
Because there's no alien DNA.
Yeah, so it's got to be contaminated. If they don't already have it, if they don't go and have the thing in front of them and go, shunk, oh, here's that DNA, and it's already on file.
And I'm not going to disagree with that because ultimately, if Sasquatch is real, if aliens are real, if any of these things are real, more than likely they have the DNA, right? So the government said, okay, well, if you find anything that has these protein strains,
please remove it.
It's gone.
Yeah.
You didn't see it. Otherwise, you're gonna disappear or whatever. Black men in trench coat or men in black. Yeah, men in black come in there and grab you. So that being said, yeah, it's over. I'm done. In my opinion, this was the most fun I've had. I'm gonna throw this at you.
I thought you said you were done.
I am done.
Yes, bastards. I have the power to end the show early.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't get half the shit because I was interrupted. I apologize for the show.
Well, I had fun, Dusty.
I did too.
Merry Christmas,
ultimately,
sorry.
Ultimately, people are probably going to disagree with everything I said, and not going to hear half of it anyway, so it doesn't matter. So, thank you for tuning in tonight. We really appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful and safe Christmas.
It's a major award.
It's a major award. So, I'm Dusty Long. This is Pete. That's Dan. Have a Merry Christmas.